the first point to mention is that this is the provision in Article 533(1)(d) of the AI Act that states that these GPAI, general purpose AI model providers, have to draw up and make publicly available this sufficiently detailed summary about the training data, including pre-training for GPAI models. And this will be done according to a template provided by the AI Office. Now, this obligation is not just about copyright, right? It's about training data in general. So when drawing up the rules for this summary, the template for this summary, I think you have to take into account not just the legitimate interests of copyright holders, but also those of privacy and data protection, research, prohibition of discrimination, respect for diversity, and even fair competition. So there's sort of a balancing act in when drafting this document, whereas some information might be really helpful for copyright holders, but might be a step too far for what is needed to balance these other interests. Now, on the other aspect is that this is a transparency provision about the training data, which is not necessarily the same as transparency about the opt-out. Now, this seems like we're splitting hairs a little bit, but it's also something you already see in the code of practice. So for the opt-out provision itself to be relevant, you would not only have to know about the training data, but you'd probably also have to know about if there's a rights reservation mechanism or opt-out in place, when was it in place in the particular website, and was it or so that we know that if something was scraped from that website, the opt-out was already in place or not, to give you a specific example. That is not clearly something that falls under this obligation, but might be derived from the other policies to respect copyright obligation. And that's at least how the people drafting the code of practice on GPA models are taking that into account.